Welcome to the Exposer. So guys, today we'll be exposing the altar call at Spac Nation. I feel like it's very important because that's one of the things that Spac Nation love to brag about. They like to almost take a mick out of other churches because they feel like other churches do not have a lot of people coming to the altar. But Spac Nation themselves are hiding quite a lot of truth when it comes to the altar call. You'll see them praise themselves, almost saying that they've had 100 people come to the altar, 200 people, 300 people sometimes. But people need to understand that majority of the time that people come to the altar, it is because they are harassed and forced to go to the altar by Spac Nation members. So when PT would obviously preach and encourage people to come to the front to give their life to Christ, this is when his members, who are located in every single corner of the church, would harass a lot of the young people to go to the front to be prayed for. And even when some of them would reject the idea of going to the front because they're not comfortable and they don't feel like it's their calling to be going up right now, the Spac members will persist until these young people go up. So sometimes it's quite embarrassing for a lot of the members. And it's not just with young members, it's with a lot of people in general. So what Spac Nation do is they have techniques. They know members who are very important also. So they would instruct some of the pastors or evangelists or ministers to go to these people who have some sort of importance and tell them that the Holy Spirit or God led them to come to speak to them so that they can go to the altar. But the problem is, when these people go to the altar, it's just a quick way for these Spac members to exchange contact. So in the space of a minute, they would ask you what you do and yeah, basic information like where you're from, background check kind of thing. So they're already aware of how important you are. So if you're someone that goes to the altar and you tell them that you have a great job, these guys will exchange contacts with you, and literally within the next few hours after the service is ended, these Spac pastors will start to harass you. So I would encourage anyone, if Spac pastors tell you to go to the altar, do not go there. They already know why they're asking you to go to the altar. It's just a quick way for them to exchange details so that they can use you. If you're a young kid, it's the easy opportunity for them to start grooming you. If you're an adult with a good job, it's an easy opportunity for them to go and basically brainwash you so that you can start giving. So it's in fact the main techniques of winning souls. So every time you hear Pastor Toby bragging about how many souls they won, 95% of the people that go to the altar are forced and harassed to go there. And sometimes when the number isn't high enough, members from the church would go to the front almost every single week so that it looks like hundreds of people were called to go to the front. So it's all a facade, it's all fake. Nothing is true about the altar call that Spac Nation preach about. I was there and I know this because a lot of the members are trained and they are told to make sure people go to the front. And then the souls are counted. And then Pastor Toby would brag about it online. So this is one of the techniques that's been going on for a very, very long time. So it's almost to let people know, if you go to Spac Nation and you're told to go to the front, do not go. If the Holy Spirit or you feel naturally that you want to go to the front to be prayed for, then you do it. But unfortunately, we all know that place isn't a spiritual place and it's not a real church. So most times, no one really wants to go to the front. So do not let the images and the videos fool you guys. It's all fake. This is all a setup for people to give themselves to Spac Nation. It's a setup for people to exchange contacts. Another thing which Spac use to help their image, which I can tell you guys is false, is that they allegedly set up for people to come to the altar and drop weapons and drugs. This is something that's also been going on at the church for a long time. There might be once in a blue moon someone that actually feels like dropping his weapon, but most of the times these are pre-planned. These pastors are already aware of it. They would have members under them or young people under them who maybe used to do these things, sell drugs and carry weapons, but they would tell them to bring that to the church and they would encourage them to go to the altar and put it there. So this is something that's already planned from before church even starts. But Spac like to make it look like it's because of the Holy Spirit and PT's preaching is what's encouraging them to come to the front and drop these things that they have with them. So allegedly most of the things that they're doing in terms of dropping weapons to the altar are basically fake. It's planned by Spac Nation. And then they'll hand it over to the police so that they can make front page news and have all the media outlet talking about how Spac are helping young people and encouraging them to drop their weapons at the altar. This is all fake, guys. Do not be fooled by it. So everything you see in regard to the altar call and you see them talking about it on their social media, you see them brag about it, about what other church do you know that has 100 members, 100 new people come to the altar to give their life to Christ, or how many churches do you know that have people, young kids, drop their knives and their drugs. This is the one thing that they've been relying on for a long time. Well, everything you've seen has been rehearsed by them way before church has even started, so don't be fooled. So I'm sure a lot of people that have been to Spac will come out and admit that they've had members try to pressure them to go to the altar. So this is the main reason why. It's just for them to brag about it. But we all know now that it's all fake. So if you're encouraged to go to the altar and you don't feel like it's right for you to go to the altar on that particular day, do not go. I am telling you, these Spac members are trying to just get your number so that they can find a way to brainwash you into joining their organization.